Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good seeing everyone on our Friday blog chat. It's always great to see everyone on our Friday blog chat. For those who don't know, my name is Oswaldo Mestri. I am the Director of Citizen Services, the City of Buffalo. I act as the city's chief ombudsman and chief service officer. I'm your host today, but today's a real special day. We normally have our block chats that we have begun actually for more than about a year. Our block chats, if you don't know, is our opportunity to connect with residents, block clubs, community-based organizations in the community. And we started it during the pandemic. And part of that was we wanted to make sure that we were communicating with people, but we wanted to hear from people in the community, right? And part of dealing with challenges here is making sure that we make connections. And we did that. And we have on our blog chat, we always offer information about what's going on in the community. We always will have information about what's happening in the city of Buffalo, and then we share that information. But we will bring speakers. We've had speakers amongst the gambit. We had speakers dealing with health and wellness, speakers talking about the pandemic, speakers about city services. And then we've had community-based organizations talking about mental health, talking about engaging community members. And so I just want to say thank you for our Friday blog chat. One of the reasons why we do this, talking to Mayor Brown, wanting to make sure that we are connecting with residents in the community as well. So I can't say enough. I also want to say thank you to our partner we do this with the Board of Block Clubs. Can't say enough about what block clubs within the city of Buffalo do. And we awesome just have a fantastic time. They are the builders of communities in our neighborhoods, and we just thank them very much. And I see we're joined by quite a few executive board members. So just excited about what's happening here today. Normally we'll have a block chat, but I am now going to start our program when we're talking about Buffalo Clean Sweep. This is our culmination ceremony. Many of you here are partners who we have been engaged with, not just this year, but for years. And this is the one opportunity that we have amongst several that the city of Buffalo does in terms of engagement. This restorative engagement, or this engagement that we do in neighborhoods and communities that often are looking for assistance, but also are just looking for help. And so I often talk to the mayor, and I'm going to introduce him in a second. There's many great things that we do within the city of Buffalo. I'm a little biased. My staff is a little biased. I think this is one of those. But I think why it's great is because of you, of all of the partners that are here, community-based partners, city departments, public-private partnerships that make the clean sweeps do what it does. We're a national model, and we've had cities poke and prod and call us, like, how do you guys do that? And I told them, I said, we have technology, we data driven, and we have a certain philosophy of what and how we're doing. But I often say, at the end of the day, it's about people. It's about why we're doing it, but it's all about you. And again, I just want to say thank you very much. So what I am now going to do, and I want to say thank you to the mayor of the city of Buffalo for being present and really for his leadership. There's probably not a day or a week that I don't talk to him about what we do with our clean sweeps and our partners. And he's always saying, why are we doing this and where are we going that? And his suggestions and his advice and his leadership has been spot on. And he's often say, well, why tinker with something that is working? But let's make sure that we keep citizens first, and communities first. And again, I just want to say thank you, Mayor, for that. Without further ado, let me introduce the mayor of the city of Buffalo, Mayor Byron Brown.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for that introduction, Oswald Mestri, the city's chief service officer and director of the Division of Citizen Services. I was hoping that all of us could be together in person for this celebration this year, but I am pleased to be here for this virtual celebration of yet another great clean sweep season. Together, we made a real difference in neighborhoods citywide So give yourselves a round of applause for all the great work that went into the clean sweeps this year. You know, we, as always, went door to door, offering government, employment, community resource, health, and human services information. One of the main aspects of our clean sweeps is getting information out to members of the community. We boarded up abandoned structures, we removed graffiti, trimmed trees, and did so much more. Again, I want to recognize Oswaldo Mestri, our city's chief service officer, Michael Smith, the Save Our Streets coordinator, who spearheaded the clean sweep this year, as well as Police Commissioner Byron Lockwood, Deputy Commissioners Joe Gramaglia and Barbara Lark, Fire Commissioner William Ronaldo, DPW Commissioner Michael Finn, Department of Permits and Inspections Commissioner Jim Comerford, and our many other partners, including members of the Buffalo Common Council. This year, we entered into a new special partnership working closely with the Bloomberg Harvard City Leadership Initiative and Harvard Kennedy Ash Center. We utilized a data-driven approach to help us analyze statistics, measure the impact of our sweeps, and provide information to ensure that the delivery of resources and services reached our most vulnerable residents. We accomplished a great deal. We conducted, I believe, 33 clean sweeps this year. Am I correct in that, Michael? Yeah, Mike is shaking his head. Oswaldo is giving me the thumbs up. So yes, we conducted 33 clean sweeps. And since 2006, we have done 360 clean sweeps, which is very significant. We beautified over 6,600 properties overall and enjoyed watching neighborhood pride increase and crime decrease in the neighborhoods that we went into. We visited over 4,600 homes located throughout the city's 9 council districts, and a highlight of the 2021 clean sweep season was the expansion of services to include community engagement that focused on health and human services. This led to the formation of 3 clean sweep health and wellness power pop-ups. And I have to give it to you all because you all are always coming up with something new. Health and wellness power pop-ups really worked well, really made an impact in the areas that we went into. We did those in Ellicott, Maston, and Niagara. Overall, we partnered with more than 50 community organizations, city departments. We had many volunteers that participated in our various clean sweeps around the city. So again, it was another successful clean sweep season and clean sweep year. I also want to, as I conclude comments about the clean sweeps, and do so with great thanks and admiration for all of you and for all of the work that you put into this. Just want to remind everybody that COVID-19 is still with us. Unfortunately, there's a new variant. The Omicron variant is supposed to be more infectious, has the potential of making people sicker. And I want to just encourage anyone that is not vaccinated, please get vaccinated. Anyone who is vaccinated that hasn't gotten your booster yet, please get your booster. I see our retired captain from the Buffalo Fire Department, Captain Matthew Smith, giving me a hand clap on encouraging people to get vaccinated. Thank you, Captain Smith. We appreciate that encouragement. Just 2 days ago, I and a number of members of the staff here in City Hall, we went and got our boosters. I even found one family member who was not vaccinated, and we brought that family member with us and got them their first shot of Moderna. So it is critically important that we all do the same thing. No, most of you on this line are vaccinated, but if you haven't gotten your booster yet, please get your booster. If you have any family members or friends that haven't gotten their first dose of vaccine, please encourage them to go and do that. We do not want to lose members of our community to COVID-19. And I can tell you in 2021 and 2020, I went to more funerals of people who died from COVID-19 than I ever thought would be possible, than I ever imagined. This thing is real. We've got to take it very seriously, and we have to realize that it's still with us. So I just wanted to end on a note of reminding you of that. Governor Hochul has resumed weekly calls with mayors and county executives in Western New York. And one of the things that we were asked to do on the call that took place this morning is just to remind everyone that we talked to about the dangers of COVID-19, about the new variant, encourage getting boosted, getting vaccinated, and young children in the family now as young as 5 years old can get vaccinated as well. And we need to make sure that our young family members get vaccinated too, because COVID is raging in school districts across Western New York. With that, I will turn things back over to Oswaldo Mestri, our Chief Service Officer. And again, thank each and every one of you for the phenomenal work that you do to make these clean sweeps so successful. And I want to give a shout out to Captain Champion. I see him in the bottom of the frame. Captain Champion, as you all know, had some very big shoes to fill, taking over as the Director of Community Services for the Buffalo Police Department. But he's doing a phenomenal job. Everywhere it seems like something is going on in the community, Captain Champion is there. So Captain, because of you, now you're working 24/7. I'm going to just cut my schedule back a little bit. So thank you for the work that you're doing. Oz, back to you.
You're muted.
I think you're muted.
I was saying such nice things about the mayor, but I wanted to say, Mayor, thank you. I often get this opportunity to introduce you, but let me also say thank you for your kind words, but also just for this the relationship that you and I have as we do things in this community for community members. Management or leadership takes on different roles, and the advice and the thoughts that you're giving us in terms of what we do with our clean sweeps allowed us to break the record. You often encourage us and push us to do 32. We did 33, and that has a lot to do with everyone that is here. And again, I just want to say thank you, Mayor, for your hands-on leadership with this too. I am now going to move on to the program. I just wanted to say, again, a few words about our partnership. This happens because we have the love for a neighborhood and for community. We often look at things in terms of we come in with our titles, we come in with what we bring into the work that we do. And it's important. It's important because we each have a sphere of influence. We each have a certain degree of knowledge. But when we had a clean sweep, we all are shared influencers into that neighborhood. It doesn't make a difference. We need to pick up a tire. We need to knock on a door. We need to put something into 311. We need to help somebody out. We need to move a TV somewhere or whatever. We're all doing it. And that's where titles are left. And we just become doers of the work that we do. And so, again, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of them. Purposely, we're not necessarily singling people out, but I want to single out everyone here. We have such a great time when we do our clean sweeps. We start from May and we go all the way up until November or October. And again, we're just appreciative. And I think if the weather, you know, probably still would be doing clean sweeps. We have such a great time. Thank you to my staff, the staff here within the Division of Citizen Services, starting from our 311 operators all the way to the central staff and to Mike Smith, who has the opportunity to coordinate and to manage the day-to-day affairs of the clean sweeps. Can't say enough for him and the work that he's been done. It's my pleasure to introduce Michael Smith, who is the coordinator of our clean sweep or our Save Our Streets initiative, which encompasses our clean sweep. Mike?
Thank you, sir. Let me go ahead and share my screen, but let me start by, let me know if you guys can see this.
We can.
Okay. So let me start by saying I thank you for your inspired leadership, both you and, of course, Mayor Byron Brown. None of this would be possible without you, you guys, and the way that you treat the community and the way that you prioritize serving people and serving the residents of Buffalo. My father, Captain Matt Smith, who is on here, he's the son of a renowned reverend, and that ministerial trait didn't skip him. So, during my entire life, he would, minister to me and my older brother, and he would, instill these values in us that kind of made me the man I am today. One such thing he would tell me is that when you're given something, when you inherit something, you need to make it better. Like, what man is a man who does not make what he has better? And also, don't complain about something unless you're willing to step up and do the job yourself. And that again has made me who I am today. His words, and I just want to say that I see that in that those traits in the mayor and yourself, Director Mestry. You both you lead by example. You're in the community. You do the work, and you make the world better. And with that, I'll go ahead and so, of course, our leadership, just to repeat, the mayor, thank you for your presence here. Thank you for all you've done for the city. Director, thank you for giving me this amazing opportunity. Thank you for everything you do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to head straight into our year-end video. Thank you to Apollo Media for putting that together. It's a great video. I hope you all enjoy it.
Mike, I can't hear it.
Evidence-based, data-driven program where we are going into the most challenged neighborhoods of our city and trying to improve quality of life. That during my tenure as mayor, we have completed 360 clean sweeps.
Sorry, I understand that there's some difficulty hearing the video. We're working through that right now. Just a moment.
Mike, why don't you just go on with the rest of the PowerPoint, and I'm going to tee up the video right after, okay?
Understood. Understood. So, I do apologize about that. I'll go ahead and start. What is clean sweep? Well, it's a three-pronged approach, which we kind of go over in the video. But the first it's education, outreach, restoration and beautification, and also code and law enforcement. What we wanted to focus on this year, as well, was health and human services. And the reason for that, of course, is that when my when I started, when I started this, it was I was a Vista. I was working as a Vista capacity in this office, and through that, I it was during the beginning of the pandemic, and I saw firsthand how um, health declined both mentally and physically. So I wanted to make sure that we can kind of get back to getting together and just that social cohesion that 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 actually makes us who we are as human beings, our ability to connect with each other. But what is clean sweep really? On paper, it's city, state, federal, and community entities working together, going directly into a community and offering the services. But what does that look like? What do we see? We see partners, city staff, city leadership going door to door and engaging directly with residents, whether that's making sure that they have the rental assistance that they need, given the pandemic and how that has put a lot of people behind. Whether that's making sure they have their houses, they need any help with work on their house. Whether it's the Smile team making sure that they have what we call oral health bags, which is just toothbrushes, and doing dental referrals right there on the spot. Our border community services, passing out first aid kits. Our very own special projects manager Ron Dixon, making sure that everybody has an application and can do criminal prevention through environmental design, that they have that training to really empower the community. I mean, there's an ongoing joke with Harold Carwell Jr., our our compliance housing officer, where he needed his own walkie-talkie because there would be so many questions about housing, and he'll tell you every week I was at his office door making sure that that I had enough of those booklets, those fair housing booklets, because I wanted to make sure everybody had those booklets. I wanted to make sure everybody had that law because that was one area in which people needed that assistance. Um, then the police engagement, Captain Champion, Officer Coco, the rest of the BPD, Commissioner Lockwood, just not from an enforcement perspective, but from a community member, from a resident of Buffalo perspective, just serving the community, just changing that narrative, and just being servants as we all are, just making sure that the community has what it needs. Fire prevention, making sure that people are safe and have the knowledge uh, to keep their homes and their families safe. Our inspections teams going around, having direct conversations. That's what the clean sweep really is. It's an opportunity to engage, and it's not just from the cities. It's not just from the city side. We're also benefiting because it gives residents an opportunity to engage with us. And yeah, it gives residents the opportunities to engage with us directly. Okay, so that means we have the mayor out there with us. We have Director Mestri out there with us. Our councilman, our everybody who we who that the community needs to engage with directly. They're there with us. They're coming out there, and so the community can vent their concerns. The community can ask those questions, and we can build the capacity of the city. What clean sweep is, from my perspective, is it's a team. It's interdepartmental cooperation, and it's citywide cooperation. It's a team of like-minded individuals who are just doing everything they can to serve the community, and it has been an absolute privilege to be a part of this team. Um, so mo- so 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 let's get into it a little bit. That's the map of the Clean Sweep Initiative. That's going back to 2006. That's what it is. We go up, we go down the streets. This year, a total of 6,609 properties addressed. But why did we go there? Well, how did we choose that? It's data driven. We worked with our, of course, our 311 staff, um, uh, Harvard Bloomberg or Bloomberg Harvard Leadership Initiative to make sure that the data that's coming in is sending us to the places that we need to go. We're uh, making sure that our resources are allocated properly, and that number is no small thing. I mean, there were many weeks where we did 2 clean sweeps a week. There were certain instances where we did 2 clean sweeps a day. That just speaks to the dedication of our partners and the teams that we go out there with. It's I can't speak enough about how amazing it was to be around people who have that dedication, that have that mindset of service. And again, that's how we can come to a number like 6,609, which I'm proud to say is more than the previous. This is a new record, you know. Um, so this brings up something that's near and dear to my heart, a little bit more. Our health and wellness power pop-up initiative. Now, as I mentioned before, we saw the effects that the pandemic had on health mentally and physically, not just here in Buffalo, but globally. So how do we combat that? How do we bring that back? What the Health and Wellness Power Pop-Up Initiative did, shout out to Ellen Harris Harvey, by the way, for her amazing work on that. What that did was it took the idea of the clean sweep and we literally set up shop in communities that needed it. We're building relationships and we're mitigating that social isolation that we felt during the pandemic. I mean, again, just to go back to when I was at Vista, one of my objectives before the pandemic was to fight social isolation in the wintertime. Imagine how much that was expounded on when you can't even come together indoors. You can't even be together in your house. And so now coming to a point where we still need to take that seriously, we wanted to make sure that we can mitigate that, we can bring people together, we can rebuild that social cohesion. And not to mention just the services we were providing. We had rapid COVID testing, we had on site, we had COVID vaccinations on site. We even had osteoporosis screenings on site in Niagara District. But that wasn't it. We also wanted to the mental health aspect of it. We had activities for the kids. I remember I have a couple of funny memories. Officer Mike Olivencia, he was our DJ, but I also saw him out there on the court shaking it up with some of the boys out there. And then I saw Director Mestry, Nicole Brown, Ellen Harris Harvey, and Debbie. They were line dancing. It's just getting back to that fun and the type of energy that we need. It was beautiful to get back to that and to rebuild those relationships with the community. And just to look at these numbers a little bit, you see in the Ellicott, we started, the first one was in the Fruit Belt, right there on 238 Carlton, which is an empty lot. It was great. You guys will see some pictures of that as we move on in the presentation. It was a great turnout. We had about 20 partners and about 125 residential. And that number, we wanted to lowball it just because we didn't want to go over, but there was more than that. But we wanted to make sure that we had made, yeah. So we wanted to make sure that we had everybody that we invited everybody. So we went door to door. We made sure that people knew about what we were doing in that community. Madison District, it was some rough weather. on that day. There was some bad. It was pretty windy. You know, so it was harder to get people out there. We had a few more partners, but one thing I can say about our partners is that they were willing to come out with me and go and knock on doors and remind people what we were doing at the Elam Christian Fellowship with that. And towards the end, our participation ramped up wildly before we ended. I think we extended it a little bit to make sure that we can serve as many people as possible. And then, of course, our last one in the Massachusetts Avenue Playground in the Niagara District was huge. It was monumental. That was over 200 participants, over 35 partners, just everybody coming together from BPD to or Buffalo Police to Buffalo Fire to city departments, all of our community organizations. That was an absolute honor to be a part of that initiative as well. Now, Black Club activity. Shout out to the board of Black Clubs. You guys are amazing. What's a Black Club? What really is a Black Club then? A Black Club is a neighborhood, right, that comes together and empowers themselves and takes control of their own environment. A Black Club is people assembling. It's like the Avengers. It's just power. It's when we come together and we work together to make something happen. So 8 Black Clubs being created this season is no small feat. That's 8 neighborhoods that have decided to come together and take control of their environment. 8 Black Clubs, 7 Black Clubs being reinstated. I mean, we know how life goes. You know, leadership sometimes we pass away. 7 Black Clubs being reinstated shows me that new leaders rose. Bring the Black Club back. Recognize the benefit. And I'm proud to say that we have 250 active Black clubs in the city. That is amazing. It just goes to show how we truly are the city of good neighbors. This is what we're about. And again, shout out to the board of Black clubs. You guys do amazing work. Now on to Bloomberg Harvard City Leadership Initiative. So what did they do for us really? So they took the data that we got from 301 crime data, all the data that we can compile, and they helped us map. They helped us make sure that we were, like I said earlier, making sure our resources were allocated to the areas that needed it the most. But they're doing more than that because they're also evaluating the program. So what has been our effect on blight remediation? What is our effect on community outreach? How sustainable is this program really? You know, how can we improve the program? And a little bit about the picture on the right is a focus group discussion between our partners where they basically came together and decided on what can change, what can improve, where we fell short, where we exceed. And one thing that Oz taught me back when I was at Vista is that when you're working on something, something that needs to impact a lot of people, you need diverse people at the table. You need to bring people together. The diversity in thinking is what makes an idea excel and what makes something that's beneficial for everyone. And that is what the Bloomberg Harvard City Leadership Initiative is doing. They're providing insight on evidence-based strategies to combat blight and improve well-being. I do want to say thank you to our friends at Harvard, Eleanor, Ashley, Kate. A lot of our partners have grown to know them very well. They're solid. All right, and so this is basically okay. So our accomplishments and what we want to do next year, right? So 33 clean sweeps, more than previous, sure. How many properties did we address? We discussed it, 6,609. That's great. Residential homes visited, 4,617 in our 3 health and wellness power pop-up series. That doesn't go to show the number of people that our partners would literally stop vehicles and pedestrians on the street to make sure they had the information they need. Shout out to our partners again for showing that dedication and that willingness to serve. next year, what I want is I want all of this to increase. I want more clean sweeps, more properties, more residential homes visited, more health and wellness power pop-up events, because I've seen I've seen how great it is. I've seen the effect of it. I've had this amazing experience of where I've been able to sit front row seat and watch this amazingness unfold and work with these brilliant minds and these dedicated people. And with that, I want to jump into first. Lastly, I just want to thank everyone. Thank you to our amazing AmeriCorps Vistas. You're going to see some pictures of them. Thank you to our city staff. Thank you to our Buffalo Fire, our Buffalo Police. Thank you to our leadership. Thank you to the mayor. Thank you everyone who made this possible. Thank you so much. And special shout out again to our AmeriCorps Vistas. I mean, not just because I was one, they're solid. They do the work. They do the work. Good to see you in there, Colin. Miss you, buddy. So let's get into some pictures. And let me know when you want to get to the video, because there's quite a few of these pictures. Okay. So this is just us in action. You got Toddy, Debbie, Shelby Thomas. Our peacemakers, Buffalo Fire. Look at these guys, hard working guys. So just an amazing team. This was actually at our first health and wellness event. This was over there in the Fruit Belt on Carlton Street. Look, Tracy, Ellen, Kelly, they almost didn't give this guy his dog back. They were having a good time with them. There was quite a few pictures taken. Our team in action again, that's Debbie and Tracy engaging with community member. We're standing around displaying our opportunity. Every partner addresses every resident that engages with us to make sure that they have everything they need. And of course, we're passing out the literature as well. Officer Hector Coco, solid. I mean, he is every kid we came across got something from Coco. Not only that, but he, as all of us, went above and beyond to make sure that people were addressed, that their needs were met. I want to thank you to you guys in BPD. Here's a Toddy and Stan with his wasp swatter. That came in handy. We had a bee problem this year. I appreciate him for bringing that out there with us. Going on, here's Ron Dixon and Captain Champion, very solid, integral individuals. Can't speak enough about these gentlemen here. They are, just top of the line. It's been an honor to work with either of them, and in partnership and in friendship. Great people. And here's the mayor. He comes out there with us. He engages the community with us. He's not on the sidelines. He's in the streets. He's a man of action. I appreciate his leadership style. And here again is that focus group discussion. We were at the CAO headquarters when we had this conversation. Very beneficial. We're going to see some positive changes next year as a result of these discussions. There was also community-based discussions where we had the community also interject and tell us what they felt about the Clean Sweep season, which was also very beneficial to our initiative. Here's me and Coco. That's my guy. I just needed pictures, but yeah, this is I'm proud to say that he's a good friend of mine now. Our AmeriCorps Vistas, I can't say enough about how hard they work. These are solid individuals. As our science and signals team in the back, you're gonna see more pictures of everyone here. I think I titled this one "Clean Sweep Queens." You have Zulmari Cruz, Ellen Harris Harvey, and Opa Olua Fidai. Great people, hard workers. They show up. They serve the community. Zulmari has moved on from the program. Her term has ended. I'm proud to say she's doing great. Ellen and Opiolu, of course, are still working hard here on the division with us. There's Bobby Brown, along with the rest of us, doing what we do, going door to door, making sure everybody has what they need. That was one of our later sleeps. I think that was number 32. So it's that getting a little cold, but that didn't slow us down. We stayed out there. We do the work. Um, this is Lieutenant Spates from BFD. He was just addressing the community member. I wanted to make sure I got the shot. Behind him is Tracy, and if I remember correctly, she actually checked all of those babies' teeth right there on the spot. Just amazed to see if they needed the dental referral. These are partners. This is why they're here. This is why they're with us. They really believe in what they're doing, and I appreciate it so much. Oswaldo Mestre and his leadership, along with our inspectors, that's Dana and Toddy behind him. We were on Millicent Ave. There was a lot we needed to address there. I appreciate his leadership in this. We did do a lot. We helped a lot over there, and it's one of Dana. It's one of my most impactful, I think, sweeps that we've done. Here's our teams working. These are some hardworking individuals, man. Like they get it done. I mean, you see a before and after shot of a street, and you know that these guys were working. It's something else to see them in action. There's Debbie and Kelly, Debbie Lombardo and Kelly Hernandez at our third Health and Wellness Power Pop-Up event. Thought it was just a great picture. They solid partners. Debbie has a leadership capacity as one of our team leads, and Kelly, our resident translator, aside from Oz and Zulmari, just making sure that we're understood. I mean, an example of how people use all of their resources to make sure that we connect with the community and that we make sure that they have the resources they need. It's me and Coco addressing the community member in Millicent. I'm happy to say that I actually followed up with her personally, and she was very happy with what we were able to do for her. And jumping on to there's Councilman Wingo. Shout out to him and his staff. The councilmen, they come out with us. The councilmen, they interact with the residents, and I'm happy to say, like, those sandwiches, man. I'm not ashamed to say that I had quite a few of those. Streets team, doing their thing. My guys, I really respect these guys. BPD always holding us down, engaging with the community, changing the narrative, serving as we're meant to. Maddie and Ellen, Maddie representing contact tracing, and Ellen, of course, as you know, Vista and our community engagement specialist. Great people. And they're telling me to kind of speed up a little bit, so I won't explain so much. But again, going door to door, serving the community. Pimba, Jessica, Vistas, both moved on from their positions, but doing great. Happy to say. Jake, this is a sociable guy, man. He's always out there moving and shaking, engaging with the community. This was at the third Health and Wellness. Stan the Man, Toddy, Nate, Crystal, Desiree, great people. I am proud to call everybody here friends. There I am with Director Mestre and Terry Harold back there. These are solid people. This is our third Health and Wellness. There's Ron, Harvey, and Ellen. Shout out to them for their great work on that Massachusetts Avenue Health and Wellness event. Debbie, in her leadership capacity, team lead, just doing her thing. Really appreciate everything she's done. Thought this was another good picture. This is the mayor out there with us, like I said, and he's there with Opio Zua, one of our business hard worker. Great picture. Just wanted to toss it on there. Mustafa, doing what the inspectors do, serving the community. He pointed something. No, action shot. How can we not get it, man? Shout out to these guys. This was our second Health and Wellness. This was where the weather was pretty crazy. You can see the wind took it a little bit. Shout out to Mateo, Zulmari, Miss Ada, Dana, all just holding it down. Ryan, again, and being who he is, integrity. When we're low on volunteers, my man gets out there himself and gets it up. And that's Murray with him. Two superstars, as mentioned before. There's Captain Tommy Champion and Officer Hector Coco. Great guys. They're about it. Dan Toddy. I'm trying to go fast. There's my man Colin. I got another one of him. Super shout out.
Hey, Mike.
Yep.
Mike, I'm going to have you go through the slides real quick because we have to do the video Q&A. So let's go through the slides.
Okay, got you. All right, got you. So obviously just cooking there. It never rains on Clean Sweep. Ignore the umbrellas. We do our thing. You know, it didn't really rain. Milton Ave, Debbie doing her thing. Colin, again, he held down the Clean Sweep initiative before I was in my capacity. I just wanted to definitely just shout out my guy right here. Very, very solid. Harold needs a walkie-talkie because he has to do it. He's a lot of talking, a lot of walking. Here's our team again. There's Officer Pitts, Tommy Champion, and Dana, or Debbie, I'm sorry. There's Ron and Coco. Here's Oz, and especially I thought this was a really cool picture just because of the solid picture. And a few shots about health and wellness. This was at Mass Ave. This one was at the in the Fruit Belt over there on Carlton. There's Miss Ada and Andrea representing G-Bond and the Board of Black Clubs. Me and the mayor, again, thank you, Mr. Mayor, for everything you do. The Buffalo firefighters coming out to, just hang out with us. More of just us in the streets. There's Shelby Thompson, just working, guys. Rachel, working. Just really out there. This was the first health and wellness again. Cortasia, Ellen, just great people. And with that, that was the last one. And again, sorry to take so long. I just, I love you guys.
Great job, Mike. Great job. Great job with the PowerPoint, but it was also a great opportunity to share the numbers and share the data. We're never recognize those who are on the front lines, and I say thank you, and thank you to all of the partners here. That photo montage was just a snapshot of what we do. So what I'm going to do is share the video, and we will share this video with you so that you can share with all those who are associated with the Clean Sweep. And I think it is important just to give us a snapshot.
This is evidence-based, data-driven program where we are going into the most challenged neighborhoods of our city and trying to improve quality of life. I'm also very proud to report that during my tenure as mayor, we have completed 360 clean sweeps. We've visited over 4,600 homes, and we have been in all of our 9 city council districts.
Well, the 311 Call and Resolution Center within the city of Buffalo is integral to our Clean Sweep initiative. Within the city of Buffalo, we have a call center that responds to citizens' needs and concerns. We listen and talk to people, but we respond back. There's the function of making sure that the quality of life of our residents is maintained at a certain level. And so when we were doing clean sweeps, we started to look and we said we needed to have more of a data-driven approach to how we do clean sweeps. And naturally, we looked at 311. Looking at those calls gave us an indicator, or many different indicators within the community, of how quality of life is impacted within certain neighborhoods. Whether people calling about trees, or people calling about potholes, or to people calling about simple infrastructure issues, or rodent calls. All of those affect the quality of life within the community, within our city. And so 301 was our natural base that we wanted to look to say, how do we quantify going into neighborhoods?
Using that data more at the beginning of the clean sweep year, they use all the 301 data, use MIS to create heat maps and stuff to try to find troubled areas, shall I say, areas that looks like resources are needed more than others, hotspots. With the 311 data and the police data, they combine all that stuff together to get the most bang for the buck when they have all their crews out there.
At first, it was a three-pronged approach. There was beautification and restoration, there was code and law enforcement, and then there was education and outreach. But one thing that I wanted to focus on this year was a health and human services aspect of it, because I was working as a Vista, you know, when COVID first kicked off, and I had a work as I had a row seat to see how health, both mentally and physically declined, you know, during that time. And so adding that to the clean sweep is, you know, basically how we inspired the Health and Wellness Power Pop-Up series, and making sure that a lot of the partners who came out with us were people who can provide those services directly to the community, and or make those referrals so that those community members can follow up with the necessary organizations that can help them.
Was a part of the Power Pop-Up series, which was a health and wellness and community engagement that was held post-Clean Sweep. We had 3 Power Pop-Up events this year, which added so much to the Clean Sweep, because it added an element of health and wellness that we didn't have before, and community engagement and outreach that was, you know, a new precedent for Clean Sweep. So it really made it a little more comprehensive to be able to reach people in a more tangible way, and be able to touch them and have them come back and just see us and talk to us. So that was, for me, the Power Pop-Up was really the icing on the cake this year for the Clean Sweep program.
The SEPTED model is a community crime prevention through environmental design model, and the idea there is just getting community organizations, community businesses, churches, tenant councils, block clubs to work together on creating crime prevention models, and in working with the police department as well, that are ultimately is going to lower the crime rate in those specific areas. So we're looking at data, we're looking at crime data throughout the city of Buffalo. We're figuring out where are the higher targeted areas, and then we're finding ways to institute initiatives in that area.
I want to thank our Chief Service Officer for the City of Buffalo, Oswaldo Mestri, and all of the staff in the Division of Citizen Services for the great job, the great work that they do on this program. This has been a program that has made a difference in people's lives, and I thank all of our partners.
Again, I just want to say thank you very much. We'd like to end with that video. This has been a great opportunity to be a part of the Clean Sweep. And again, I just want to say thank you very much. This is still our block chat. I'm going to take the liberty of just taking at least 30 seconds to a minute. I see my good friend, Debbie Lombardo, who is the president of the Board of Block Clubs. I'm going to toss it over to her a little bit. I think she's surprised. But I just wanted to say thank you to you and to the leadership of the Board of Block Clubs. Thank you to all of the different partners that are out there. We all try to take it to another level. Debbie, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Thank you. I've got nothing. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be on the Clean Sweeps. It's my 9th year, and I've enjoyed every minute of it, and representing the agency and talking to so many people. So you guys are all wonderful. I love working with each and every one of you. We've all gained so much being together and learning from each other and trading information. And what's nice about the whole thing is at the end, we have so much information that we take back to our agencies to share. And that's what's important. You know, it was exciting for the Board of Block Clubs this year because we were able to gain some new block clubs, reinstate some. My team that's on here, they're wonderful. I've got a great board. I can't do what I do without them. Other than that, that's it. I don't really have much more except thank you, thank you, thank you. I enjoy being the team lead. It's fun. Dana and I go back and forth all the time, so it's a lot of fun. And that's what's the best part about this is the way we all just get along and laugh and giggle and bring so much joy to people when we're walking on the streets. That's the whole key to Clean Sweeps and getting that information out that they wouldn't have otherwise. And doing the blue bags has been the best part of the whole thing because it's so much easier to put everything in the bag than the envelope back in the day. So that's really it. Again, thank you everybody for you know, just being who you are and the friendships that we've made over the years. And you know, I can't wait till 2022. I'm already ready to go.
Good. Well, I don't often get a chance to do this when the mayor in the video talked that we completed 360. We have completed 361 because we added that clean sweep. And again, thank you for making a difference. 2 minutes over, but you know we'll give that time back to you at another time. Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy this weekend, and we'll see you. For our Clean Sweep partners, we'll see you in a few months.
Yep.
For our chat partners, we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And you guys
everyone.
can unmute. You can unmute and say, you know.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. One photo of me.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Great job, Michael.
Nice look, Dana.
Good job,
Awesome,
Michael.
awesome.
We're in a fight, Michael.
Great job, Mike.
Great job.
Good job, Michael. Oh my goodness.
Good to see you, Ron.
Good to see you as well. Great job, Mike.
Yeah, great job, Michael.
Michael, well done.
Great job, all of you guys, for real. I mean, you guys did, you know, the work. Love you.
You preached to us today, Mike. Thank you.
Hi, Nicole.
Yeah, guys.
You guys have a blessed holiday season.
Definitely.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Yes, have a great weekend. I left the meeting. Tried to leave the meeting. I clicked leave meeting.